have this one particular example where somebody was interacting with their body, connecting, listening, noticing sensations, noticed a heaviness, and that heaviness had the image came up eventually of an anvil. And this anvil was weighing down one part of their body while the rest of them was being stretched like gum in a million different directions. You know, have to do all the things, how will I have time to do everything, how can I be all the things to everyone and get everything done, and not enough time, and, you know, trouble sleeping and all that. And this anvil is eventually realize that this anvil is on top of their essence, on top of the essence of what they want to connect with, who they are, all that juicy truth and goodness. This anvil is covering it up, and that's leading to a lot of tightness and constriction and heaviness. And you know, when you're just being, that thought of like being pulled and stretched and that weight. And so this person wanted to, of course, right, let me go away, anvil, I don't want you anymore. And turns out the anvil was immovable. I mean, it's an anvil, right? What makes sense. But how do you get to this essence under this anvil if you can't move the anvil? And I think that doing this work with the body is so important, because so often we come in with our idea of what is the thing to do, how the way to be is, and we have these heavy things that we just want to get rid of. And this really remarkable thing happened, which is, we asked, you know, this anvil is a part of you. It came from your body, from your imagination, which is part of your body. It's a part of you. It represents a piece of you. It knows something about you. It knows something about your life or about what you need. And maybe there's a learning there. And it came about, it surfaced that the anvil knew about rest. It knew about being immovable, being heavy in a strong way, in a way where you can just sink down and sink into something, right? It's a different degree of rest when you can fully just and so, you know, for this particular person, that was a really different perspective. That was a totally new way of being with this anvil. Instead of pushing against it and being frustrated and disappointed and just wanting to push and push and push and getting nowhere, it was this idea of like, okay, so this part of me, this anvil, is teaching me something about rest. It's teaching me something. I have something in me that knows how to rest and knows how to be immovable. And maybe when I get more in touch with this part of me that wants me to rest and can show me how to rest and show me what it feels like to rest, underneath that is connection to my essence. So yeah, and I think what's important here is that there's these universal messages, right? Not everybody has an anvil and gum in their body as the thing that comes up. Every session looks different. But there's these universal messages. Messages is about, in particular in this, about doing all the things, about having to be everything for everyone, about being stretched in many different directions, about feeling the pushback against that and wanting things to move but not being able to get them to move, and not knowing how to be with that without this discomfort and this struggle. Getting in touch with who we are and who we want to be. These are all universal truths. We all have that in us somewhere, and it looks different. And I think the main point is to just get in there and open that conversation, and, you know, ask questions and be curious about it and see what happens. Yeah, so if that sounds totally weird, it's because it is a little bit, but in a really, really excellent way. If you have any questions, just fire me an email, and because I really like talking about this stuff. Yay! Okay, bye.